Shalom Aleichem everyone, it's our Rosh Hashana, right before Rosh Hashana, as we hit the Yomim Noraim, and this time of year, I always find it striking. When it comes to the other Chagim, there's a very clear theme, there's a very clear direction that we find ourselves. Purim, obviously, a very big day of Simcha. Yom Kippur has an extreme on the other end, a day of Inui, a very, very serious day. Chag Pesach is certainly the Zman Cherusenu. Shvu is Zman Matan Torasenu. When it comes to Rosh Hashana in particular, and maybe even leading a bit into Yom Kippur, it's much more complex. On the one hand, it is a day of Yom Noraim. It's a very serious day, a day of tshuva, a day we sit in shul for a very, very long time. On the other hand, it's also a day where we do have a chiv suda. There is an element of simcha on the day, and we're supposed to have sudos. We sing, even the davening in shul, there's certain parts of the davening which are very, the digunim are very slow or very sad, and really the emas hadin is upon us, and other times we transition very quickly into much more upbeat melodies, much more optimistic type of melodies. The Gemara tells us we do not say Hallel on Rosh Hashana because, after all, Sifrei Chaim, Sifrei Mesim, Psuchim Lefanecha Va'atem Omrim Shira. How can we possibly sing songs of praise when we're literally at the Yom Hadin worrying about our lives, our future year? Are we going to go ahead and make it? The Rambam, when he brings us down in Hilchos Chanukah, he says we do not say Hallel on Rosh Hashana Yom Kippur because these are not days of Simcha Yesera. They're not days of excessive Simcha. So even the Rambam is alluding to this subtlety, this dichotomy. On the one hand, no excessive Simcha, albeit there is Simcha itself, there is Simcha. And you find this duality, this dichotomy in the mitzvahs Hayom as well. When it comes to the mitzvah shofar, the shofar has a lot of themes and a lot of ideas behind the shofar. On the one hand, the shofar represents the crying, the tears of the mother of Sisera. We both blow 100 blasts, keneged the dma'ot, the tears of Aim Sisera. They are the ginuche gonach, the luyula yalil, the kolos of the shofar are representing crying, the fear, the wake up to do tshuva. On the other hand, we have the theme in shofar of Bashofar Gadol Yitaka. The shofar is the instrument of Geula. It's the instrument of Kabbalah Satorah, the kolos ubrakim and Har Sinai, and there is an optimistic element. We have a shofar that is bent, kafuf, because we are in a posture of submission on Yom Noraim, but again, there's an element of Geula as well. It's the Yom HaZikaron, where we are remembered, Hashem remembers us and takes care of us. There's a very subtle dichotomy, this yin-yang, which it's hard to really tap into. What exactly is it? Simcha, not simcha, joyful, fear, what exactly is the idea? So perhaps the message is, the Pasuk tells us in Tehillim, Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha v'gilu b'ra'ada, to go ahead and have the sense of gilu, rejoicing, happiness, bira'ada, in trembling. What exactly does that mean? So the mitzvahs hayom of Rosh Hashana very, very clearly is not really tshuva. That's for Aseret Yemei Tshuva, that's for Yom Kippur. The mitzvah of Rosh Hashana is to be mamlich HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to take Hashem and accept upon ourselves. It's the prerequisite of everything. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malech, Hashem Yimloch La'olam V'ed. It all starts with there. That's the beginning, and everything flows therefrom. If that's the case, and you really reflect deeply on the idea of Malchus Hashem, that we are Avadim and sons of the Melech Malchi Amlachim, the Ribono Shalom, the creator of the world. So that's going to produce in us very conflicting feelings, but those conflicting feelings are two sides of the very exact same coin. On the one hand, the Borei Olam is our king. That's a very scary thought. It's a very, very scary thought. It brings with us a sense of tremendous awe and perhaps yira, perhaps pachad, yes, not a time for shiros v'tishbachos for Hallel. On the other hand, Hashem is the king. Hashem, the Borei Olam, cares about us, has a relationship with us, is close to us. What a sense of simcha. So the concept of Malchus is really both ideas in one, captured in one, and that's exactly the idea of Gilu B'ra'ada, is to celebrate and be rejoiceful in trembling. Two sides of the same coin. Imagine a person, I give this mashal, you might have heard it from me before. Imagine a person had a terrible, terrible injury, a car accident, he's paralyzed from the waist down. And he can't feel, week after week after week, he can't feel anything. And then one day the doctor comes in, his family is there, and the doctor takes a pin and pierces him in his foot, and he cries out in pain. He screams. So with that scream, with that pain, he's feeling pain. But at the same exact time, he's going to have a tremendous sense of happiness. Oh, I can feel. And that's a tremendous sense of happiness. And perhaps that's the idea, is to be able to feel Malchus Hashem Rosh Hashana is, on the one hand, it's a scary thought. That there is a melech, there's a dayan, that's a little bit scary. But if you can truly feel Malchus Hashem in a real palpable way, that's going to also give you a tremendous sense of simcha, a tremendous sense of confidence that the omnipotent Ribono Shel Olam, Borei Olam, cares about us, has a relationship with us, wants that kesher. That's going to produce a tremendous sense of simcha at the very exact same time. And that, I believe, is this dichotomy, this duality of the Yom Hadin. Rosh Hashanah is a day of simcha, not a day of simcha Yisera, as we balance these two very unique themes that flow directly from the concept of Malchus Hashem. I want to wish everyone a Shana Tova, Ksiv v'Chasina Tova, for the entire Mevaseret family, and of course, Kol Beis Yisrael.